Hi guys, James at Rampant Lion Reviews again for you today. For this one we are going to continue on with another malt review. We're sticking to Scotland of course since I'm at home, and we're going to go to Drumgoyne just near Loch Lomond, and that of course is home to Glengoyne Distillery. So we have a bottle of their 10-year-old today, which is actually a very highly thought of example of this age, and it's got very good reviews, so I'm looking forward to trying this one. This distillery are quite unique in the fact that they use hot air to dry their barley rather than peat smoke, and they also use sherry casks for their aging. So these are the two kind of signature things you can expect from Glengoyne. So this one, it should be very different to the Talisker Dark Storm that I reviewed for you in the last video, and this is the first time I'm trying a Glengoyne Distillery whisky as well, so very much looking forward to trying this one for you. But anyway, as is usual with my reviews then, I'll tell you a little bit about the distillery. If you want to get straight to the tasting, just fast forward. All the usual links are in the description below. That's the distillery website, the link to my other reviews that hopefully I can add in the fairly near future from Glengoyne. There's all the usual social media. If you want to see more reviews, do subscribe to the channel. Go into the channel homepage of course and check out my beer reviews and my sake reviews as well. And as always, please do get in touch and let me know some of the other beers, sakes and whiskies that you guys would like to see me review. Your support for the channel is always hugely appreciated, and it's great to hear from you guys when you do comment on the videos and things like that. So yeah, to tell you a little bit about Glengoyne Distillery then. So Glengoyne Distillery, as I told you, are based in Drumgoyne, and this is actually a little hill next to Loch Lomond on the West Highland Way, one of Scotland's most famous walks actually, and it's visible from the city of Glasgow. So the company was officially founded in 1833 as the Burnfoot Distillery by George Connell, who'd acquired a lease for the Burnfoot farm. At this point in time though, there were many kind of illicit stills operating in Scotland, and this was largely due to the tax imposed by the Walsh Act in 1823, and Glengoyne was actually operating as an illicit still before they were officially licensed in 1833. So the distillery passed on to the McClellan family in the 1850s, and then to the Lang brothers in 1876, who were based in Glasgow. Now the Langs had planned to change the name of the distillery to Glengoyne, but it was mistakenly recorded as Glengoyne by an official, and this actually means the Glen of the Wild Geese, and this was before it was anglicised and officially named Glengoyne Distillery in 1907. The distillery remained under the charge of the Langs until their company was purchased by Robinson and Baxter, which later became Edrington, and they increased the number of stills from 2 to 3, and in 2003 Glengoyne was acquired by Ian MacLeod Distillers, who have actually increased the capacity even further. So the distillery is unique in the fact that the distilling actually takes place in the Highlands, so this makes Glengoyne whiskies Highland single malts, but the maturation actually takes place in the lowlands. The maturation houses, or the warehouses I guess you would say, are across the A81, and this road actually marks the kind of legal border between the Highlands and the Lowlands. For those of you watching outside of Scotland, it's not actually a kind of state border or a county border or anything. It is something that's just put in place legally when it comes to describing whisky. Of course, whisky, our national drink, has quite a lot of regulation behind it, so anything that is distilled in the Highlands has to be marked as Highland single malt, and anything in the Lowlands of course has to be marked as Lowland single malt. But it's quite interesting of course to read things about that. But these guys operate 3 stills like I told you. They have 1 wash still and 2 spirit stills, and they have a capacity of around 1.2 million litres of spirit per year. And as I mentioned before as well, these guys are unique in the fact that they use hot air to dry their barley instead of peat smoke, and they also use sherry casks for their maturation. This started in the 1860s according to the website, and it was largely due to the fact that the sherry industry in London was booming at the time, and this provided many distilleries, mainly Glengoyne I think, with a kind of cheap source of oak casks, and this has since become a sort of signature of the distillery. So some really interesting things, and it's always cool when you visit breweries and distilleries and things like that. They always do have their own little quirks, and of course these are the kind of signature marks of Glengoyne. So yeah, that's enough about the distillery just now. We'll get on to the tasting. If you do want to have a look at the website and learn a bit more about them, the description has that link for you to have a look at. They do have a few other whiskies of course as well. They have their 10 of course, which is this one, the 12 which is a cask strength, 17, 21 and 32, and there's various special editions pop up every so often too, so make sure you check those out if you get the chance. I've heard that the Glengoyne Distillery whiskies actually get better with age, so I'm drinking the one that's at the lower end, and I might make a bit of an experiment of that actually and try the ones that get progressively older and just see how that goes. But yeah, let's actually get on to the tasting of this whiskey then. So on the front here it says the Old Glengoyne, In the quiet, secluded glen beneath the hill of Drumgoyne, Glengoyne Distillery captures the essence of the soft air and cool Glengoyne stream that flows into Loch Lomond to make this elegant single malt Scotch whisky. I guarantee that this malt whisky has been laden in maturing oak casks for a duration of at least 10 years. And there's the distillery manager's signature on the front. So I'll just bring up the camera and let you see the tube on this one. It's actually quite nicely presented. I really like the green colour, and you can see some of the kind of, sort of, I guess you would say, the kind of hills, the landscape things, and you can see some of the Glengoyne casks just sitting there at the bottom too. This, of course, at the top is the Glengoyne symbol, and this stuff here is basically just telling you what I told you in the history part of this video. So there you can see the top of that's nicely done as well. So we'll get this guy out and have a look at it. Should be very nice. This one, as I say, is a very highly thought of example of a 10-year-old aged whisky, so should be a very nice one for us to review. As you can see, the bottle is nicely presented as well. There's a nice little bit of glasswork on the back there. They obviously have their bottles specially made for them. You can see it says 1833 on the top here, and yeah, it says exactly the same on the label as was on the front of the tube, so very nicely presented. We'll get this guy out and we'll have a taste of it then. I'm really looking forward to this one. My first taste of something from Glengoyne Distillery. Just take this little bit off. My dad, of course, was very kind and let me have a taste of this whisky. He's got a few of these in his collection that he said he's quite happy for me to have a taste of. And of course, this is when the cork gets stuck in the cork has just been stuck in the bottle there. So I'll need to stop the video just now, and I'll come back in a wee second once I've got that fixed. So there we are, guys, managed to get the cork out of this one and fixed, so we'll get this guy into the glass and have a little taste then. It should be really nice. As you open up this whisky, you're getting a nice, it's a very, very fresh and slightly citric whisky, this one. Very, very nice smell, but we'll take a closer look at that one in a wee minute. So as you can see, this guy is really nice and bright. It's a very nice kind of bright, you know, it's almost like a kind of dark strawy colour, I would say, on this one. Crystal clear, as you're always going to get from a single malt, but it looks absolutely lovely. As you always do with these, you should sugar them around a little bit in the glass just to release all of these different aromas. But before you actually sugar it up, it smells very nice and very malty. It's actually a very sweet smelling whisky, this one. You've got a nice sort of buttery, kind of caramelly note to this one. It's absolutely lovely. Just take a bit of time and enjoy this. This is half of the experience, or most of the experience actually, with the whisky. The aroma is a huge, huge part of it. Yeah, absolutely lovely, this one. You just sugar it round gently and release all these nice aromas. So this one has a lot of kind of caramelly things going on in it. Almost a bit buttery as well. It reminds me a little bit of a kind of butterscotchy thing. And of course, the thing when you're reviewing whisky rather than beer is you get a lot of these nice boozy fumes off of it, of course. But there's some kind of almost orchardy fruit in there, sort of a kind of appley thing going on. That comes out, I'm finding, at the end. I'm getting it towards the front of my nose. But you've got this sort of appley ester coming out of this guy. Maybe a bit of a, not quite a biscuity, maybe more like a kind of crackery sort of aroma too. Yeah, definitely a little bit of a kind of crackery thing going on in this one. Some nutty notes too. You really get that. It's got this very sweet kind of almost caramelly brown sugar thing going on, and with the sort of butterscotch that I was saying actually. And there's some nutty elements to that as well. It's lovely. But there's also a bit of a kind of citrusy kind of character. I think it's a bit floral and herbal as well. But it's absolutely lovely. You know, it smells very, very sharp and very kind of, smells very fresh, this one actually. Lovely. So take a bit of time and enjoy the aroma of this one before you get stuck in. But we'll have a taste of this one now. So this is the Glengoyne Distillery's 10-year-old whisky. Slangia. That's nice. As I was saying to you, very, very different because of the fact that they don't use that peat in there. You can really taste the difference in this whisky in comparison to other ones I've had. This is absolutely lovely. So there's a nice kind of, I'm getting a sort of quite almost grassy sort of floral herbal thing coming out of this one. That's what really sticks out for me in this, but it's got a nice spicy character in there as well. I think that's probably the sherry cask, the kind of oaky, but still a little bit spicy flavours coming out for me in this. And I'm finding this is becoming a little bit sweeter as I'm taking a few more sips of it. Of course, you should only sip whiskey to get that full taste out of it, but it really is lovely, this. It's just completely different from other whiskies I've had before. So I'm finding as I'm going through this, the sweetness that you're getting from this one really builds as your mouth adjusts to it. I'm getting a really nice kind of sort of nutty flavour building out in this one. The oaky kind of sweetness is coming out there. It's very smooth actually. That's the other thing you'll notice about this whiskey, is it's very, very smooth. The citrusy apple flavours, you'll notice them just behind the sort of front curve of your palate there, those nice esters coming out. And it really, that kind of just sticks with you. The aftertaste and the lingering flavour in this whiskey for me is those nice appley flavours, but you've also got a bit of the sweetness in the middle of your palate too, which is the oaky smoothness, and you can also pick up just a little bit of that spiciness that's coming out there too. That's lingering for me, but there is a nice kind of herbal character just underpinning this whiskey. It's absolutely lovely. And some of these, there is a little bit of that kind of brown sugary character in there too, but that's very, very well mixed in with the oaky smoothness and the sort of spicy character that you're getting from the whiskey. It really is very nice, this. I've never tried a whiskey quite like this one, so this is very, very new for me. But I certainly wouldn't hesitate to have a few more drams of this. Don't have to worry about that. Very, very well done. I don't know, but I can't really say for a point of reference, but if this is what a good 10-year-old whiskey is, then I certainly enjoy it just on the basis of a more kind of wide whiskey knowledge, I guess you would say. Or on the wider whiskey scope, but then again, I'm only just starting the whiskey reviews, so maybe I don't have so many points for reference, but this is very nice. I certainly wouldn't hesitate to drink this again, so if you get the chance to try this one, have a go. But I really would love to do a bit of an experiment with Glengoyne and drink them getting progressively older and see how they go that way. That would be a nice kind of learning curve for me, I guess, to see how whiskey maturation goes. But yeah, like I say, a nice, very smooth oaky malt base, a little bit of spice in there. I'm getting a kind of herbal aspect to this one as well. It really is quite nice. You've got this sort of grassy character that lingers there as well. The nice appley, almost orchardy fruits are coming out of this very nicely as well. But that's the thing you're going to notice about the actual mouthfeel of this one. It's quite soft, it's quite sweet. So I'm finding it a little bit kind of oily as well, and it becomes a little bit more sweet on the finish. You're getting more of the middle of your palate where the nice oaky smoothness and a little bit of the spicy characters coming out, but very, very smooth. The fruitiness is nice as well, and overall it's another very, very nice single malt. So yeah, if you get the chance to try this one, I would recommend that you do. A lot of people online have said this is a very good example of a 10-year aged whiskey, so if that's your particular aging that you like, give it a go and see how you get on, and hopefully I can go up and visit this distillery sometime, because it isn't too far away from where I live actually, so it would be cool to do that. But yeah, thank you for watching my reviews once again. As always, let me know your own thoughts on this malt in the description, in the section below. Always interested to hear from you guys that are watching the video. So until the next time, please like, subscribe, share, all the usual YouTube stuff. Have a go at the Glengoyne 10 yourself and let me know your own thoughts on it. Always interesting to hear from you guys, but make sure you go and try some of the whiskies. As I say, a lot of people I had read online said that the Glengoyne ones get better with age. So that could be an interesting experiment for future videos, and I will no doubt return to Glengoyne Distillery in the fairly near future. So as I say, thank you for watching my videos, and I will catch you soon with more. We will return to Glengoyne Distillery in the fairly near future. Slàinte just now.